So one day when I was in prison, I was up late and I was watching PBS, and they were talking about TikTok. I ain't never heard of TikTok in my life, but they're basically saying, like, you know what I mean? Social media basically changed the game. And I was sitting there watching this shit, and they're like basically saying, like, anybody from a little kid to an old ass person could become a millionaire if they know what they're doing through social media. You feel me? So basically, like, before, people who wanted to be rich or whatever, they only had like certain routes. You gotta go be a doctor. You gotta go be a lawyer. You gotta go be a football player or whatever the fuck, right? But social media came along and changed that. And so now it's like a new thing to where it's like you don't have to go to college. You don't have to spend years getting a degree. You can actually go this route, and if you're able to make it happen, you're able to make it pop, you can actually sustain yourself financially. You know what I'm saying? You could basically become a millionaire doing this shit, right? And I'm watching this shit, and I don't know nothing about it. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that, right? So in prison, I used to take a lot of notes, you feel me? And I used to fucking like try to do whatever the fuck I had to do to give myself a good chance out in society, right? I took entrepreneurship classes. I came up with over 100 of my own inventions, all kind of shit, right? I wrote a children's book that I didn't even publish, all kind of crazy shit. I was just trying to do whatever I could do to make sure that I would be successful out here, right? Or at least try, you feel me? And so I said, you know what? I wrote down TikTok. I said, one of these days when I get out, I'm going to see what the fuck that shit is. So then when I got out, I went to this halfway house in Dago, and I had a bunkie, this white dude, right? We was up in the dorm, and that fool was on the bottom bunk laughing and shit. I was like, what the hell are you laughing about, bunkie? And we had cell phones and shit in this halfway house. And he said, oh, I'm watching this chick on live, right? He's like, come check it out, right? So I hopped down, and I've never seen her live before, nothing. It was this white chick on live, and she was sitting there doing her makeup. So I was trying to holler at her, like, what's up, girl, right? And he started laughing. He's like, she can't hear you. I said, what the fuck is the point? I said, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I said, what the fuck is the point of looking at some chick that can't even hear you, fam? Like, you a weirdo, right? And he's like, nah, this is TikTok. This is TikTok live. Like, you could chat with her. Like, you could fucking, you know what I mean? Message her, but she can't hear you directly. I said, what? Because I'm thinking, like, you on live, fam. Like, you, like, Google Meets type shit, right? He's like, nah, she can't hear you, fam. So I said, oh, so that's TikTok? He like, yeah. I said, man, where's that? Let me know what that app is so I can get that shit, right? He hooked me up. And then he was TikToking. I wasn't yet at that time, right? And then I was real nervous to do it. Like, I was really like, fam, I've been gone all my life. I was really like, I don't know, I felt weird posting videos and shit, right? So I never did it. But he would always do it, and he was my bunkie, and me and him were really close. Like, we got hella close, right? And this fool was very charismatic. Like, he was a white dude, fam. Like, no disrespect to no white people, but this fool didn't give a fuck, fam. He was like really goofy, right? He would make videos all the time, right? And he would always include me in him. He's like, hey, what's up? This is my bunkie, dude. And I'm like, what's happening, right? And then we would always go on, like, they would give us passes to the streets, right? And we would go, like, shopping. We would make fake passes on them, too, just to leave the halfway house and just go kick it on the streets. So he'd be like, hey, come on, Danny, roll with me and shit. Let's go on this pass, whatever, right? I was like, all right. And we would be out on the streets. Basically, we would make fake passes. Like, we'd be like, hey, we need to go see the dentist. We need to go see the doctor. They're like, all right, what time y'all gonna be back, this and that, right? And we'll fucking put in fake hours and shit. And we'd be out in the streets running around, right? Just kicking it. And so every time we'd be running around, this fool would make videos. And I'd be like right there with him, right? So his followers started getting at him and saying, what is your bunkie's TikTok account? And he was telling them, like, oh, he don't got one, right? And his followers were saying, tell that fool to make one. Like, that fool's cool, right? So one day he was like, "Hey man, they're all telling you to make one, fam. Woo woo." So fuck it. Finally, one day I was just like, "Fuck it." You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. And then I just started making videos, fam. You feel me? I just started doing it. I just fucking like dipped my toe in that bitch. I was like, "Let's go. Let's figure this shit out." And then, to my surprise, it ended up going better than I expected. I was thinking like, ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. Ain't nobody gonna really give a fuck. I'm just a jailbird and been locked the fuck up. You feel me? Like, what the fuck do I gotta, what the fuck do people want to look at my shit for? You feel me? But God is good and shit works in mysterious ways, right? Because once I started posting, shit started going crazy. And my bunkie, he had like over 1,000 followers there. Thank you, Lachelle, at the halfway house. And I was just like, damn, that's a lot of people following you. That's crazy, right? And once I started my account, my shit started booming, and I bypassed it like quick, right? And he was like, damn, Danny, what the fuck is going on? I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on, fam. I said, I thought like this fool had over 1,000 followers, and he was going live and all that shit. And I thought like it's gonna take me forever to get to 1,000 followers, fam. Like that shit's like, it's gonna be a long ass time. My shit went boom, and I just went on that shit, and it just went crazy. And then I just kept on doing my shit, fam. You feel me? And so, ironically, all of the shit that I had lined up for myself to be successful when I got out, TikTok was like the last thing in my notes. You feel me? And I had like a whole notebook of fucking plans, fam. Like I had like, I'm talking about notes, fam. Danny, do this when you get out. Danny, do that when you get out. I had like all these websites that I told myself to check out that I could probably go through to fucking do shit. I came up with over 100, fam. 100 of my own inventions, as well as I sketched out pictures of how these fucking inventions would work. I wrote notes to them. All kinds of shit, fam. I wrote and illustrated my own children's book when I was in prison. All kind of shit. So I was like, let me line all this shit up so that when I get out, I can make all this shit happen and I'll be good, right? And in that notebook, TikTok was the last note. It said, check out TikTok one day when you get out, right? Because I seen that PBS show about TikTok right before I got out. So I wrote that, and I didn't even really think nothing of it. I was just like, yeah, one day when I get out, I'll check out TikTok. And it just, the way shit works is crazy, fam. And as a result, basically the last thing that I thought that I could do ended up being the thing that I ended up doing. You know what I'm saying? And to tell y'all the truth, I'm not rich, fam. I don't make a lot doing this shit, right? But thank God that I'm rich in my community. Thank God that I got so many people that got so much love for me. Tell y'all the truth. That's the only reason why I've been able to survive. Because of y'all. You feel me? That's the honest truth. You feel me?